Hi, good morning. My name is Gethin Christine Morris, and I will be your guide today for a 60-minute adaptive yoga sequence. And I have a chair that you want all four corners on a non-slip surface like the yoga mat. I also have a couple blocks, a strap, and a bolster. And for starters, also got my little notes, make sure I got everything here that I wanted included. But for starters, what I want to do is start in seated. And because my chair kind of has a little bit of a slope, I'm going to put a blanket that's folded in half right at the edge. And if you want to sit more back, where your back is supported, feel free to place a blanket around the back. And if your feet don't touch the ground in a way that is aligned with your body, where you're comfortable, and I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Excuse me. You want all right angles here, okay? So from your ankle directly underneath your knee and your knee in line with your hip. And then from there, a very straight spine, as straight as you can have it. And your shoulders stacked right over your hips, not leaning forward or back. And a nice neutral neck at the top, lifting up, and a very neutral chin. Lifted, tucked, just right here, not jutting out or pushed back. And that's the kind of alignment that you would like to start any class with when you come into any of those mountain poses that we talk about. So I'm demonstrating with the bolster underneath the feet, just so that you know you can use anything that makes it comfortable, where you feel very engaged with the earth. I'm also noticing it's a little darker than I'd like. Maybe that will help. You'd think with the sunny sunshine, but okay, I can kind of see now. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I would like you to be in a comfortable yet supported position. And essentially, this is our seated mountain pose. And we're going to engage the low belly. And you can have your palms shining forward. And when you do that, it naturally rolls back your shoulders. And it squeezes your shoulder blades in slightly, and it really helps to broaden and to shine your heart forward. The breath we're going to be starting with is a simple Ujjayi breath. Don't overthink it, just wow, now it got really bright. I don't know how that happened. Stay. Constricting the back of the throat. If you would like, have your water close by. Okay. And the mantra we're going to introduce into class is the primary Ganesh mantra, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. I'll say it slower. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. And really, it is the primary Ganesh mantra to clear out the obstacles and awaken that primal root energy in Muladhara. And it prepares us for the attainment of personal power, preparing us for the attainment of personal power. So really, this is a slower class that requires more control of the breath, of your muscles, of the awareness of your body moving with the breath. And that really is powerful when you've got the unification of moving your body with your breath And having the awareness of a clear mind and letting things come up and let go, that really is personal power. We will do the mantra a few times. Feel free to just listen or feel free to join. It's always nice to have those vibrations going through the body. And as we go through a slower class, we'll have the option of being seated, standing, and also laying on the ground. All right, coming into that seated mountain pose, and then taking a deep breath in, raising and lifting the arms up. And when you get to the top, you're at the top of your inhalation, and exhale, bringing the hands down to Samastihiti for prayer, with your thumbs gently pressing against the sternum. And then inhale, exhale. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Big low belly breath. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Last one. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. And I invite you to sit with the breath and a clear mind and your drishti, your focal point, soft focal point. And allow any sankalpa, any intention that is bubbling up within you to surface. Acknowledge and honor that intention as you bring it and weave it into class this morning. And if it's the same as the mantra that we just spoke, perfect. If it's different, honor that. Wonderful. All right. Inhale, coming up and bringing your hands up all the way. Exhale, shine the palms forward and tee them out and coming all the way down slow. We're going to do this a couple of times. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. See if you can connect the breath with the movement. Feel free to follow the hands with your gaze. Two more times. Great. Now coming over to the right, you can bring and reach back your hand and arm to the top of the chair for support. And then lifting up the left arm, reaching high. And going slowly to the right. Now, you can have your left arm doing whatever feels comfortable, including finding here on the outer thigh or at your blanket, at the bottom of the chair, or just reaching. It's a nice open twist. Even if you have your hand or your arm lower, it may feel more closed on that left side, but it is opening up the back and upper thoracic part in the right. All right, inhale, releasing, bringing both arms up. Exhale, find something similar on the left. And you can, again, bring that left arm back behind, using the chair for some support, and then finding that organic motion to help you with the twist. So keeping the feet and the hips straight and finding the expression that serves you best this morning. Inhale, reaching up. And we're going to stay here in extended mountain pose. Now you can have your pinkies rolling inward and your elbows as extended as possible, while being mindful that the shoulders aren't like super scrunched, but as relaxed as they can be. Or you can have, if this is not available, you can always tee out the arms and have your elbows right in line with the shoulders here. Or anytime that's not available, or you're just not really feeling it, bring your hands to prayer pose and visualizing the energy moving in vertical directions. You're going to feel the energy start to build in the upper thoracic part of the spine. And that's very good as far as anytime that you're feeling the intensity, use the breath to help center the mind and equally fire up the energy. Last inhale, bringing the hands together, coming down, and we're going to do a nice forward fold. And coming into kind of a seated ragdoll. If you'd like, you can bring your blocks to the side of you over here on each side. Hold on. Just use the strap. Oh, okay. To help support, your upper body. Or if you feel comfortable, go ahead and just really release down over the thighs. You're going to have the thighs massaging everything that's up in here in your organs. And the bigger and the stronger you can use your breath, the more of an internal massage and healing benefit that your organs will receive. Do this for about 5 big belly breaths. releasing the neck and the head as much as is comfortable. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring your blocks out a little bit in front and slowly roll up and kind of widen the stance here with your legs, and really feel free to fold forward. Again, you can use the blocks to help support if you want to keep that straight spine and this feels good. This is an excellent place to be. And if it feels good to kind of round over and fold forward as far as you can, wonderful. Deep exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Now, you can use the blocks here, or you can use the outer parts of your shin. No, that feels a little weird. Actually, go ahead and use the tops of your thighs here. Because really you want to squeeze those shoulder blades. So you're going to have your elbows out, and feel free to find that deep extension in the spine on the inhale, and an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Try it again. Exhale, forward fold. Having the breath initiate the movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, do it a couple more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, go ahead and rolling all the way back up, placing your feet nice and underneath those knees, feeling for that alignment. Feel free to use your hands to help guide that at any time. It's just nice to have that until your muscles really remember it, with lots of wonderful practice. All right, now, sorry about that. We're going to do some seated cat-cows. So if you would like, you can use the bolster still, but you will want to grab, you're going to go here. That's going to be constricting. You're going to want to grab to the sides of the bottom of the chair, or the back, all the way reaching to the back, lower part of the chair. And as you inhale, you're going to want to see if you can see this. Really round through every part of the spine that is open, and you can. Shining the heart forward, gaze going as far up as you would like. And exhale, rounding all the way back. And you can use the bottom of the chair to help with that, your grip. So inhale. Exhale. This one's cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Using your breath. Keep going. Grounding down, pressing in the tops of your feet. And if you really want to keep that engagement, lift your toes high up. That really engages all four corners of the feet for Pada Bandha. And then lower them down one at a time. Last one. Wonderful. Go ahead and release the arms. And roll it out a little bit. And let's do the right side. Go ahead and bring your right arm to the outside of your left part of your head, your face, your ear. So you want a gentle grip, and then your left arm is going to reach down underneath the chair and just open up through the right shoulder and the right elbow. And then slowly tilt your head to the right. Good. It's a nice deep neck opening. Whenever you feel tension, intentionally direct your breath there. You can have your gaze down and kind of tuck the chin for a moment, like it's a different part in the neck. And then you can kind of gaze upward slightly. All right, go ahead and release that right arm. Inhale, bringing the left arm up all the way around and opening through the left shoulder and elbow and holding on to the bottom of the chair or wherever is comfortable. You can even do the bottom of your thigh on the right side. Inhale. Your hand is really just serving to invite the muscles to open and your jaw to relax. You want space in between the teeth, the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Again, playing with the gaze, you can have it slightly lowered. And higher. Last inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release that. And then roll out the shoulders a bit and do some nice neck circles in one direction and the other. Right, and then we will move into half moon, seated half moon. So inhale, lifting the hands all the way up, and up top, you want to cross just your thumbs and then interlace all of the fingers as you extend the pointer fingers. Find some nice extension. If this is not available, you can just do one arm. Okay, so we will be moving to the right first. So you can use your left arm and have a nice lateral stretch here. Or what we're going to be doing with our arms up like this, a nice open stretch where your pointer finger is pointing all the way up to the side, almost to the back corner of the room. And you want a really deep Ujjayi breath here. I can feel myself just pushing the feet down through the bolster. And then square up your right shoulder. You want it kind of tucked under. Wonderful. Halfway there. Keep going. Inhale, coming up to center. And you're going to switch the grip with the fingers and the thumbs, giving yourself a little bit opposite here. And if you did one arm, go ahead and do it again on this side. Otherwise, you're just focusing on straight arms, as straight as you can by your ears, the biceps by the ears. Tucking the left shoulder underneath that ear, because it naturally kind of opens up your shoulders forward. Strong Ujjayi oceanic breath. Keep going, almost there, doing great. Inhale, coming back up to center. Go ahead and release the neck a little bit, and you can look straight up at the sky. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, mini back bend. If the arms aren't quite available, you can always have both of them underneath the chair as you really just roll the shoulders back and allow the bend to happen in the way upper thoracic. Inhale, coming back up to center, and you can widen the feet here. Exhale, keeping the arms nice and straight. Forward fold. And go ahead, release the arms. Coming as far down as is available. can always play with the height of the blocks as well. Because usually as we open up the body and there's space happening, there's some more openness and we can get a little deeper. So play with the props as much as you'd like. Whew. Now, inhale. I'm gonna slowly roll up. I love those half moon stretches because first of all, the lateral opening, oh my gosh, is like heaven for me. And it's builds some energy and some intensity, some fire. And whenever that happens, the sankalpa that I choose always surfaces like, pay attention to me. Anyways, so I just love that. Okay, feel free to move your bolster to one part of your mat, and we're going to come to a standing position. And I'm going, oh, I have my socks on. That's so funny. I'm just now noticing. That's okay. It's a little chilly down here. I'm down in the lower level of my house. So we're going to come to a standing position. Now, if this is not available, you can stay seated, and I'll demonstrate seated as well. But we're going to use the back of the chair for our warrior sequence. And I think the best way for me to show you is I'm standing to my right, which is going to be your left, but that outside leg is coming, okay, I guess it would be inside. It's so weird with the camera. Anyways, the leg that's coming behind you is always going to be pointed to the outside of the mat. So your toes, for warrior 1 and warrior 2, the feet position is the same. So you're going to have your toes slightly pointed out, and you want your hips as forward as they can be, but they're still gonna, be at a slight angle to where your toes are pointing. And then your front leg, you always want to make sure your knee is stacked over the ankles. And then you're going to use the back of the chair as you guide yourself to a warrior 1. And we will be moving to a warrior 2, where the twist is happening again in the thoracic spine. So we're going to prepare for that. And while we do, I want to demonstrate what it will look like seated. Essentially, you're just going to turn in your chair, and I'm going to move it back a little bit. Yeah. So, okay, a couple of things. You can come to a slight where you're standing, but you're kind of over the seat and you're using the back of the chair to help with the balance. Or you can have a bent knee, right? Where it's underneath, your toes are kind of bent, your heel is lifted, and you can work on this motion. Or you can come as far back to the chair as you can. And if you can get your thigh over the back part of the seat, you can really be in a warrior 1 seated pose, just like this. And really using the seat as support to hold yourself up. So it is all up to you and where you are at today. All right. I'm sure all of those cues and everything I was talking about gave you ample enough time to find where your expression is. As always, if the arms are not available, bring them down, tee them out, or cactus them out, goalpost. And coming into warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. A lot of activation in the back of the leg, even if you're experiencing with that bent knee and is seated, you still really want to feel the energy in that leg working. And then it'll come up all the way from the heel to the glute. And as always, you're going to feel the engagement with all 4 corners of your feet. Engage the low core, the low belly. That takes the stress off the back. Doing wonderful. A couple more breaths. Next inhale, find yourself in a warrior two. So you're twisting up through the upper thoracic. The shoulders are kind of squaring to the side. And you've got long extended arms in the directly behind and in front. You can always use the chair to help with leverage for the twist and balance. And find a focal point way out beyond the horizon. Inhale, coming back up to center or facing forward. Wonderful. Now go ahead and bring your back foot up to meet the front. Very good. And if you're sitting, just come directly seated. And we're going to play with warrior three. Using the back of the chair, that means we're going to step back. And warrior three, so we're using the same back leg. Ooh, so I'm going to do this just to make, oh, my guitar. Everything I love doing. All right, I just wanted to make sure that you can see. Oh. So my foot is flexed. It's really the only part that you really can't see. Let's see. Great. Okay. We're going to use the back of the chair, and I will demonstrate what it will be for seated. And as you inhale, you're finding the extension, really planting through that, for me, it's the right leg, because we're using the same leg we just used for the back in this pose. And then you're going to find this long, active leg in the back. And even if your standing leg is bent, you want to have a lot of activation here in the back leg. And use the chair. You can just completely fold over it. You can use wherever you want to put your hands, as long as you feel supported with the chair that you have. And then bring one of the hands to your sacrum, your low back, and just make sure it's level. Because that way you can kind of tell, are my hips where they need to be, or is one kind of rocking out? Because you really want them both facing the earth. Okay, wonderful. You can play with that for a moment, and then as you are seated, warrior three. So again, if you're like in one of these, essentially you can kind of use the seat like this. If you want to stay seated, there's so many things you can do with a chair. You're just going to extend this leg. You want to make sure your knee is stacked over the ankle, and you're finding that extension with a flexed foot in the back leg. These are the same muscle engagements as if you're standing, and you can have your arm up. I'm using the back of the chair to help balance and support. Or you can have your hand to the top of the thigh. Okay? Really what we're thinking with adaptive yoga is, how do we get same muscle engagements with where we are today with our body? All right, and after you've done warrior three for a few breaths, feel free to take breaks whenever you need. Oh, the dance of the chair. Okay. And if you want, you can do half moon by just keeping, this is a different half moon, but it's still wonderful. You want to keep your standing legs strong, and you can lower, just moving that, your right hand to the seat and open up with your left arm. For half moon, using the chair like that. And if you are in this, you can kind of open up the hips to the front of the chair, and then essentially your hip is opening up with the same movement for seated half moon like that. The gaze can be up with your thumb, or it can be down to the top of your mat. Inhale one last time. Exhale, bringing it down. Very good. Now that we've been through the different demonstrations and you know how to work those movements on, well, this was all with the left leg in the back for the warrior 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're going to do that slightly quicker. I don't have to demonstrate both for the other side. All right, so we're going to bring, you don't have to move your chair. I'm just doing this so you get a different angle. We're going to come back to center, whether you're seated or standing. And then, hello, using the back of the chair for helping with support and balance, go ahead and bring your right leg all the way back, pointing the toes outward. Slightly, 45-degree angle or so. And just check, make sure your knee is right over the ankle. And engaging the low core. If you're seated, you really want to engage the bottoms of the feet. And finding that extension as much as you can with that back leg. Unless your knee is bent, then that's all right. Finding your fullest expression. I did this last time. I mean to keep holding the chair. Sometimes you can play with it. Sometimes I'm sure you feel stable enough, bring both arms up. And then other times just have one or both hands at the back of the chair. Next inhale, find warrior 2. Legs stay solid wherever you are. Finding the focal point way out beyond the horizon. Last big round of breath, and we're going right into warrior 3. If you need to move that front leg to make sure that you're really going to be balanced, that's great, because you do want to turn the hip, make sure that your toes and your heels are all facing one way. So it does involve a slight movement here, and then inhale, finding the stillness, planting down, exhale, shifting the weight slightly, and then inhale. Bring it up for warrior 3. Go ahead and use your hand on your sacrum to make sure it's nice and level. And you can have it at any length or height, I mean. So even if it's on, your toe is on the floor or on the mat, this can be warrior 3 right here. And you can do it a little bit at a time, until it's kind of teed out. Good. I know it's quite difficult. It's a difficult pose. Okay, what I want to do, this is the thing with the chair, is just play with it as you find your deepest expression, and then find your stillness. Okay, going into half moon here, slowly roll open the hip. And if you want, and if it's available, reach up. You can play with the gaze until you find your sweet spot. Again, the height can be wherever you are comfortable. So even standing and your leg is down here, make sure your upper body kind of matches it, and then open. So it can be just like this too. You saw the chair lift. I was a little like, oh, okay. I have to balance the weight out. No flipping the chairs. One more big deep breath. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, slowly coming to center. If you're seated, slowly coming forward. Very good. So good. Love it. Okay. What I would like to do once before we go down to the floor. Oh my gosh, these just so little time. You think in an hour, but there's so much that we've done. This is amazing. I would like to do standing figure 4. And you can use the chair with wherever the side is. You can either use it as the side support or the back of the chair. Might as well just stick with the back of the chair, because that's what we're doing. Then what you would like to do, running through this right now in my head, shifting your weight to the other leg that we were not using for the standing leg. So for me, I was using the left on that side for a standing support for half moon. Now I'm shifting to the right, lifting up that ankle right above the knee, and then folding forward, bending down. Nice little like seat in the back. Just finding a nice deep outer stretch here. Now, if the standing, we just did a lot of standing options. So if you're feeling it, come down, bringing, do it opposite, your left leg up on the right, making sure your knee is stacked over your ankle, chicken, and then just kind of coming forward here for a seated figure four. Just nice and kind of brief. Couple breaths for both sides. Good. All right. Now, officially, we are coming down to the mat. So I'm going to move the chair out of the way and coming down to all fours. I'd like to demonstrate, if you've got that blanket, you can have it folded in half or fold it again for some support with the knees. Also, you have the option to roll it up for the tops of the feet. There we go. Sometimes that gives some nice relief. Coming into tabletop. And what I'd like to do is go through briefly a couple left alternate stretches. So essentially you want your knees right underneath the hips, or your hips stacked over the knees, and then keeping an eye out for the shoulders. I have to move my mat. Sorry. Shoulders right over the wrists. Nice neutral neck. And then shifting, we're going to play here a little bit. We're going to first just extend one arm out. Bringing it down, inhale, reaching the other. We're going to do it again for our legs. So taking a deep breath in as you extend what you can, even if it's just lifting it up slightly. Lifting up that one back leg, bringing it down on an exhale, inhale. Using the other leg straight out or up. All right, and if you dare to venture and you feel pretty secure in your low core, remember having it nice and engaged. I don't know if you really can see that, but you really want it up and in, navel to spine. You can do alternate. So right arm out, left leg out, inhale, exhale, bringing it in, lowering it down, and then left arm, right leg, inhale and exhale. You can always play with that. It is just a really nice stretch. Now come into seated. Here we're going to use the strap. You can take a sip of water if you'd like. We're going to kind of work our way down into a Shavasana. But first I want to do an SI stretch, a little bit a little deeper than what we just did with our figure four. So you want the strap to stretch around both of your legs. So if you're in an easy pose, find your way down, all the way down to your back. And then you're just crossing your feet over. You can have the strap on the outsides of the legs, outsides of the knees. And go ahead and use the strap to hug the knees into the chest. And releasing, now crossing one knee over. So this, where the strap is, you really want it on the where do you want it? I want it somewhere that it's comfortable where you're not like, okay, so over the top of your lower leg and around the top of your upper leg. I guess it really just is dependent on where it falls for you. You just want to make sure that you're nice and snug, because then you're going to kind of roll your hip. So I've got my right leg over the left. I'm going to roll my right hip over the left as much as you can. And really you're going to feel a stretch on your outer thigh. And again, getting into those nice, delicious muscles that get tight in the glutes and the outer thighs. Coming back up to center, go ahead and cross again. And just use the strap as support. And if you don't want to use the strap, you don't have to. You can just use your hands. The strap sometimes gives us more of like leverage and a nice deepening in the stretch. And go ahead and roll to one side when you're comfortable. Good. Inhale, coming back up to center. Release the legs. What I'd like to do though is for one of them, have the strap around the arch of the foot. And you can bring it out to the side. I have to move. Okay, I can just do it on the other side. So bring it out all the way. So you've got an extended leg. Bring out the one foot as far as it can go, an extended stretch. And then you're going to cross it over. And this is a nice IT band stretch. Shoulders are on the mat. Your chin and your neck can look in any direction that it feels good. Very good. Inhale, coming up the center. Release the foot from the strap and go ahead and switch this out. So first, you want to bring it out to the side that it's on, opening up the hamstring and just opening it up, and then cross it over your whole body. Shoulders on the mat. Your hip is going to lift up as this leg comes over, and your bottom leg is just nice and engaged to the earth. Coming back to your Sankalpa. Wonderful. You guys are all doing such a good job. All right, and then bringing it back up to center, releasing that. And coming into Shavasana, you can do a couple things. You want to get your blanket out. You want to have a block as well. Okay. It's like right up to the last minute. All right, so you can have a bolster underneath your feet or underneath your knees. And then you can have the blanket underneath your low back, or you can roll it up and place it along your spine. It just gives a little different feeling as you surrender to your Shavasana today. And what I'm going to do is hold the space for you to stay in that. allowing everything you just did for this practice to really integrate into your cells, into all of your energetic nadis, the channels that are, we have over 72,000 nadis, these energetic passageways sending information as we send our breath to places and open it up. It releases the things that were stagnant, the things that no longer serve because it was just getting in the way. You did such great work. I love adaptive classes. Usually I hold them for about 75 minutes just because there is slow in-depth knowing and different variations of the poses that we can do, working one-on-one or in a small intimate setting. Especially in person, it's a little easier to cue the different things and then to help out and to assist. Doing this for you who are watching, I hope that it's beneficial and educational for yourself so you know where your body is most comfortable in a supported and safe way. That being said, a wonderful job. Allow yourself to be in Shavasana for at least 5 minutes, if not 10 minutes. And I will close out class with the same mantra that I started, and maybe it resonates a little more, a little deeply, different, however it works for you. And I want you to circle and seal the Sankalpa that you started with as well. Aum Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Aum Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Aum Gam Ganapataya Namaha. The light in me sees, knows, and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for doing your body what it needs, for practicing, for showing up. Yay! Namaste. See you again.